for ye nan say na ye mon komo aha aye all sports GHL YouTube ye sure say nyame adom wo hoye yes ye hoye it sports stories kakra ho I was say ye de one some de prayer bobo foforo no I was say be ye ho adwuma na ye de ma enti mi ye nan tie na ye mon komo we catch us say ene Manchester City ebe ye Ryan 8 Nori ni medicals no it has been done obesran de confirm bibia e done Debom na ne transfer fee no na as issues ibisi say my sources said say 37 million euros what do you mean euros first 37 million euros and add-ons here 6 million euros add-ons into okay that's like 43 million euros total package and that should give you pounds mudi. I'm not too sure, but it should be around 38 more, baby. What I say? Into the deal, you know, done. Nyame adumwa, Tijani Rendes, ebe in medicals the following day, and we are good to go. After the Tosubiero, Thomas Frank. Very interesting conversation. Let me have one with you. It's on that Thomas Frank situation, you know. One said Tottenham for him very much interested in him, but why this is important? And say. Matter said during the negotiation, Thomas Frank I mentioned any amount Tottenham say omo be fa no a omo try say Brian Mbeumo na man you for fa no omo rival Manchester United for Brian Mbeumo because he needs Brian Mbeumo in his team. But this is where the problem is because as at this stage Tottenham only Brentford for they are unable to reach agreement because as I Tottenham chase Kadema Brentford for as compensation. You understand? So just the Tottenham for chase what else and no one can you can imagine said that na mobeka coach we asem awie na waka akwa negotiations for Brian Mbeumo and answer who can me nyina eboma negotiating for coach and player and the same time we should see because already you know say Manchester United are way ahead of Tottenham Hotspur and a boy it looks like the Manchester United's projects and mudi as a didn't need more ebia ade kakra ebema na feel say bia so joining Tottenham might be his coach. Ordinary Juma Onimno, I say coach Wade of Mama Bobo Nibi. Apart from that, man, you are bigger. There be what I said already. Almost kind of negotiations, but she's saying in Argentina Tottenham so. Either some mobile and Tamana Sama you for Befa. And Thomas Frank, the chase of Konoko, you player for because already Laura Sanina no Mukasa more pen. Laura Sandy the end of the day, and you likely say Besabe Juma. Anyway. Juan Garcia. Matse say Barca for the year arrangements, ni lawyers for the arrangements. I'm a Tuesday. Say Tuesday na. Barcelona any Juan Garcia or trigger release clause no. That is what I've heard. Say possibly Tuesday, possibly. We are looking at Tuesday and it be a very possible. Talking about Barcelona, bonuses they've shared across board, staff, technical staff, the players on the season about the way. Normally, incentives are the bomb. Say, what me ye A, what me GB, what me ye BBA. When somebody can say, so let me, for instance, let me break it to you. Say, Super Cup, no, staff will be at 10,000 euros, 10,000 euros for Barcelona winning the Super Cup. After Barcelona winning the La Liga and the Copa del Rey. Each staff had 20,000 euros. 20,000 euros for Barcelona winning the league and the Copa del Rey. Again, the emphasis is on the staff. Now, players, and the coach, Hans Flick, and the players, I am being told, they say the bonuses vary. Hansi, for instance, will get more. But the players and the coaching, especially Hans Flick in this situation, almost figure range around 750,000 euros to 1.2 million euros. And again, it varies because players need to be contracts, so some extra incentives. As you say, be able to be GBB. As a some more be say. beyond club no akasa de o ma prepare there to nti bi beginya bi e de a chain bi but basically no which are whilst the other staff takes 20,000 for the winning the league, everyone say okay the 20,000 plus the 10,000 gives you 30,000 euros for winning the Super Cup, the league, and the Copa del Rey. No, they play. Some of them are taking 750,000 euros, some 800, some 1 million, some 1.2. So on this price, but it is what it is. Anyway, but let me also tell you this: Deco. I am being told to say Deco that game plans and say how do Barcelona get rid of some of the players, and Deco is trying as much as possible to get some of the players out of the team, and that is what Deco is pushing for. Now, first of all, Ansu Fati, I'm going to give you updates on the Ansu Fati situation because I think there's been changes or contractual agreements, and I'll come back to that. So Ansu Fati, Clement Lenglet, Pablo Torre, Inaki Pena. So at this stage, 4 players. They could have to find ways to get these players out of the team. So, for instance, Ansu Fati is joining Monaco, but initially it was loan plus option. Initially it was loan plus option. And the figure was around 12 million euros, if you do remember. It's a loan plus an option of 12 million euros, and I'm planning for. But I am being told Barcelona are trying to change from the initial loan plus on option to loan plus obligation or mandatory loan. So basically, then Barcelona will be guaranteed 12 million at the end of the season if Monaco agrees. And the only changes are, as at this stage, Abim Deco is trying to get the deal done because they need to do it as soon as possible. The reason why Barcelona have officially not announced Lamine Yamal's contract is because Barcelona want to announce it attached with the Anamatenjes, and as at this stage, Ansu Fati is occupying that space. You understand? I was also finding ways to get Ansu Fati out of the team. And again, Clement Lenglet, Barcelona will try as much as possible to terminate the contract. I was the last time, it's the last about 2 or 3 videos I hear. Me catch you say Lenglet almost person more terminate not afi because some not also into many compensation kakra obetumi aye amano na afi Barcelona asumaju omo Pablo Torre die me nyeso so betina club because the last time I interview no I did not like it because who you interview to club we say who feel say coaching in fair to you there actually you are not being fair to us to the coach what I say Pablo Torre die I'm not too sure so betina club Deco is trying to send him out and I want grab you and Inaki Pena so offer Galatasaray Celta Vigo Barcelona Deco na so aye pa attention no make Barcelona some let me also tell you this because stories be Germany make who say na idea how's that possible say even Perisic sa kwa we last year Hans Bayern mo started some more link na Barca ankofa na Barca fu free omokra Oma Sanso sorry bio. Say Ivan Perisic na say we. Have na Barca kofa. Alex Grimaldo. And no many one ho. Alex Grimaldo no so. If it will be possible. Na Omaton Gerard Martin. I've told you say there's an offer on the table from Wolverhampton Wanderers for Gerard Martin. If Barcelona agrees, of course, then there will be space at the left back, and that probably will go for Alex Grimaldo, not necessarily even Perisic. I mean, come on, how is that possible? Anyway, just the crowd. Anyway, I know a story you know sweep you about, and then meeting back between Bayern Munich and Brian Zaragoza. Okay, Brian Zaragoza situation no the say. One say Bayern Munich for far free. Na Granada won akwa na foremost that time na Barca for peno e wo rings wo and Bayern Munich for kofa no buy wintimi ambo and o do call loan was Sasuna akwa call loan was Sasuna Barcelona first game we lose okay 4 goals be no show mo no akwa yi okay be on the permanent team ni pa enti and a meeting boy any agent we share say Bayern Munich for no e ka say e ma ne nanwe ho crowd that say ni loan na be ni wie or baba ka be club world cup ni bi on count. Internet by Munchi ni boy ni share discussions by Munchi catcher agents ni some way away so player no he could not adapt our the German system agency paying into we have to find solutions and there are other options available. Spain, you take clubs from Italy, you take some from England, Ukraine, TB into agents no and now uncle share which one is concrete. Now on getting back to Bayern Munich and finding ways of getting Brian Zaragoza out of the team. Into a trying and also the baby be the one some so Eddie Baba. Okay, mommy. Right Ferdinand and Omukubisa say Ballon d'Or no she Ballon d'Or 3 dey bisa say inti what check here senior man dey why Lami Yamal ni Ballon na so be for Lami Yamal Mbappe Salah so be for Mbappe Lami Yamal so be for Lami Yamal, no problem. Let's go to the other end. Florent Wirtz and Eli Haaland so be for Haaland. Dembele Rafinha so be for Dembele and Haaland so be for Haaland. Hey, senior man. And Lami Yamal ni Haaland also be for Lami Yamal. Hey, Ferdinand, most of the folk trouble is hard to for Haaland over Dembele, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, twas where there's a story be a West Ham for what me sounds to follow say Arsenal for internally they've had discussion on Mohammed Kudus possibility if it's available any option because they have other options and of course one of those options and Mohammed Kudus they had the discussions on but the other bakwa you know Emma me yeah me one kakran say according to the story they say Arsenal for values Mohammed Kudus around 55 million euros and that's little over ever 55 million euros cross impo 50 million pounds of crown. West Ham United evaluation for the players around 85 million pounds. You know, I don't know say Arsenal for and for baby be ankoy, but I'm being told they've had discussions in Telan. Say could they say Nisitas no all kind options for clubs and Keshan, but as to whether say make you official bid, I try Chelsea for they've made the official bid, but I try kakra, but and also so kwa once bebre had some ya bon pa say nua na benya club kese bia kwa akobo na the senior man e so akobo club kese nyesa ya wonto you ya some anyway na yankwa in for Manchester United asanso contact say Venderson radi yesu na Venderson ni sa kwa nipa ba Monaco for right back no they be afi bia club we peno ya bremo Yami Antumwa Campunu, Mammy more latest one some Maka story or the actual. So this is the Campunu. And me story one I'm so Mammy come more latest kakra one some ja mass media bro. So this is the story. And when you first start say a arrangement say before August 1st. Now on my year some of the access points, you know, as what is the Barca stadium, you know, available. Also, when team in gate ni now because Juma Gusua air so, but gates makoma 7 a day. That is what Omuya Wejuma. You say I likely say stadium so mun bi ni nyina boom sa ntimo ba queue be wo kakra because 7 gates ni is for such a big stadium but enye ni nyina no gates be o 2 because they are working on it but 7 and then the other ones some more so omasanso Accra temporary things be o at least by omambo by August 1st there na san marketing kitini nyina omaya obi abetimi Ewura stadium akwa kwhwebo. I've told you say there are plans about Barcelona be host 1 or 2 games before season no crab starting kakran. That is the whole plan. Anyway, I ask some share Donnarumma story when we say Gazeta sanso asomu bi say Donnarumma Gazeta for say omo na ti Italy o mo no na ti Italy no mo nim say oh boy na dey or you open some Madrid for bar or be consider and that story we have to na mean yes so that because Tibi could twice there so what is the point now chinchina person mu pian Donnarumma share Madrid going But the story says Madrid foresees Donnarumma as a long-term success. That's Tibu Couture. But my point is that Tibu Couture has said you see any India by 2 or 3 years, he will still be imposed out of Real Madrid, and you cannot put Donnarumma on the bench. So okay, Madrid our interest one, no problem. But some more fantasy here for what? Anyway, I don't know how to say. I am a star big what I say. Anyway. Man, you forces so far recovery for Lisandro Martinez. You okay? Say story be ba say when you setback be kakra you forces they be so far and your ma test it boy no and in 9 in recovery no nyanya setback be IT recovery no you okay make a recovery in some no one another player Camavinga my sister Camavinga so the recovery no Madrid forces send you see esusu you know I say or recover fast to cry chain or more plans it's for now obeka hom akọ club world cup so bebo bi ni die omunye decide what I say mama say hey rade Osimhen has Saudi for no on some last video me catch them say Osimhen you know Istanbul I fly the Nigeria. Osimhen to take to Hilal for no. I don't catch on my last video, catch us, what catch on say. Omunya would say, man, we're taking decision. And what question who? Go on, let me tell you updates. Hilal for no, their home, it's man, say, Sikano Crump, somebody be sound so count, Eddie man, wages, no. From 30 to 40. Matter some sign of 45 to cry. Hey, because Aquano, why or don't move qua could be a best sister. As a Odile Mubiano who Posano, this can be a cano. Aye. It is Anamati. And my son's what to say. One said Napoli and Omona as a difference in Kakrawum, na Omugina. 17 and Napoli forces 75. Conference 75 na Napoli for air can or mubetia. Chase on say Simeone is again the pressure after Hilal for this we making sure some effort acquiring him because we had na ye pre-season na makobo club world cup still in enya available and oja for so akoshe Nigeria or was say obi enya bo trem fama no erade Victor Osimhen bekun kofui. Anyway, man you for Aston Villa for show interest or Ganacho when Manchester United for the still no omu inform clubs na some be 60 million na ada United for nyakwa imu fufu ma obi ankoi ai something crazy me doesn't be actually me ma doing so Christian Kubu ko ye dwuma de ma Inter Milan matter say when inform Inter Milan for no say omu kan kire Madrid for say omu akwada no mpa say omu fan back from Kobo Nico Pass no open wo Inter Milan na omukra no ometinya ma Madrid for no 30 million euros we dey here some Madrid tia 8 million no aton ama Inter for 30 so we dey emphasize so by Inter out to ma no san so ma wo sa buy back close na wo di shemu again the Kobo for omo dey ezo ma ho dey wo form wo di shemu no nti wo ton a wa ton kra everybody acha wa no am sell on be 10%. Mtu ni misa akura no wadachi a then afi what start it a break kakra but Inter Milan for no very much interested in signing him yey asemu enti sebeye asemu anyway let's move on. Let's have another conversation na say Ronaldo nsemi kra de mabre Ronaldo asem yo kaka ya asa generate a lot of controversies Ballon d'Or komo ba ko pe na ya first start ba ko so trendy Frank Ribery say yes what try to IG say so you need to win the Champions League to win the Ballon d'Or and of course one say Ronaldo nsemi ba ya man for Ribery rom say Ribery ujafo and all Champions League in some no also GB 2013 and story we about so upon that trend one IG me am quite go check it na me who say sad story aba am for so and the Ribery swat to jadi amanu Ronaldo hey Ronaldo issue way there issue way and in sense baba Ori ebe nya abotre the stories na ye ebe sans ba ba say adwen e de afa ho. Okay. Ewie ye ko hu say senior man Antonio Conte. O chili wo beach. Chai senior man. Asa Conte na chili wo beach is aro. Just say there Napoli adwuma no wa na adwen so be ye dia. And yes, it's so chilly kakra. Well, anyway, let's move on and talk about another issue where Kim In-jae matter say so go back part to Italy. You see, the idea of going back to Italy and nyadi and nijem. And nyadi and nijem bako cry. You see, and you're likely say Kim In-jae go back to Italy. Well, Jabi Alonso nyame antomo ajoada ye hwe nim say obe started training. Ewo Madrid inti kakra bi obenya omo dey started training bia no. Of course, obenya omo no dey started training. Pepe and Madrid for legends ebo game ni wie na. Central for share Pepe ni say Pepe oh yeah defender. Madrid for assigning Dean Howson. Na almost deal in saying and obi san central ni say look deal no done. And as I train is I no we show me person I can't say bia deal ni nya done. Na wa mama me konya so one Sanchez oh adan uni mu ana done o ma wie bibia. Inti do be say kan bia na ye hwe. And also okay and you wahwe boy ni kakra de wetimi aka ne say good deal pa na Madrid aye na senior boy no esi ball no be boa Madrid ama Madrid aye more competitive into the house and you feel say good deal and Madrid for no and so etimi aye na say okay why are there pa ono someone senior man Pepe and so aka na when him say Marcelo and Sancho ko bi say senior man na champ Ballon d'Or no yam fama wine or say Ballon d'Or and Sancho say aye and o say fama Ronaldo oh yeah, serious. Ni bisa question you. No, we serious. Ni bisa question. Ballon d'Or from Ronaldo says senior man. Also, I'm from Ronaldo. Maza. I don't know is that. Chelsea for at the bid at the Dortmund, 35 million euros for Jimmy Giddens. 35 million euros. Hey, 35 million euros. Manchester Dortmund for no pay 50 and now the 35 akwi. You okay? Here you are. Ain't Chelsea the better call 35. Chelsea for. Have you when you bro? Omesan so up to see kane gum sa but it looks like this time around the Yankees boom boom. A moderate kakra. Manchester United for say omuno munya Marcus Rashford o mama na as a permanent deal. But say be a man. They have not ruled out letting him go again on a season loan deal because they say Ankasa die. Emsa uja no oni omo squad. When Madrid they say Eda Militao and Eda Caballal omo mienu. Omo Club World Cup they again but minutes die. Omo nye two show mama ni the team nature na fe. The Jabi Alonso etche new boys ni nyina. Omo so benya kwan omo so ahwebi. Dembele yes ni pra no 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks. Not just a Club World Cup, no group stages, and Yandia obitimi abobi. Ebi obebobia from knockout stages, no. Enti yay. And announcing so Bradley Bakula. Ono so enya injury kakri. But Bakula the essential that serious. But for Ousmane Dembele, also 2 to 3 weeks. Ousmane Dembele ebeye out. Ay, asemu. Marco Materazzi say master Munjai na Simeone Inzaghi also ene. Inzaghi juma bebe na be. Also, we are more the best squad in Italy. League mienu wa bottle league, you know. Now for ye pamu wa na nkofo so and Simeone. Also there no Mama na someone ko mama nko ni baby cry. After the coach papa but say Christian Kivu abeye adwuma na kama. And so Eddie ama Inter Milan. Ivan Ferguson Manchester West Ham United for na Danasi. And o makwada Brighton as say mo na mo de akoda ima yo buy wa mohwe. About 8 games one shegu. Some say uja for Mumbai player. This boy, na some me yawo. Born a boo, the football no to the be a sanity. From that to young guy pa maybe. Never you for Parker and Brighton for 100 million euros for this boy. I tell you, I think last year or two. But probably I'm saying injury no free or buy. Akwa we seen that they will build Ivan Ferguson. I'm talking about Manchester Kepa. Or you're interested in the Arsenal deal? Kepa. In a Kepa, semi them extra margins. Obia we are number 1 or bomb of Premiership. They be order. O kwa assistants at the ama Arsenal. Asami. Chese and one is Arsenal for which 5 million. The ama Chelsea no more for Kepa. Let me. I said. If you know me, say says, what is going on? Me could be say one. I was say Kepa say already. When him so bet me compete. No about be number 1 or Arsenal say hey Kepa. Hey, well anyway, obi an ambition. Kepa no. Also on your cool. Hey, any man go I na try dreams but sometimes it is what it is. Or we taking the decision. I don't want any decision we taking. Well, also soon a forward striker be a fan Enzo Boyomo. Matter say yes, clubs be brave with England the airpen was soon a say what we interested in India oh ba 25 million euros. Somebody and yes, kese be 25 million euros. What is kind of ban wa ba beje Porto for striker Samu Omoro Dion. Once me catch say Galatasaray for so mope. Martin Newcastle, Mate Aston Villa, Charles the Crown, Mate so masan so akohum Porto for say assembly ni 100 million euros. What to one wa befa. No mo sare. Why name it 100 million euros for Omoro Dion? Masa. Make 100 million in some supporters, Barcelona supporters to say. And pay you for the baby, more than 100 million and fan tour. We met me there signing three key players. 100 million euros there. Bet me to a release clause of Juan Garcia. It a release clause of Nico Williams. And they sound suited for Alex Grimado. Ain't in paying for no supporters, no says, how place me and saying, hey, Munya Sakrabi, no muntim for place me and saying, and for my club with Mason says, and come over. Ever brought him in the only Mr. Hurricane, and there England or share goals, they say, a goal number 450. Goal number 450 was share 280 or Tottenham was by Bayern Munich was share 82 so far. The English national team was share 72. Millwall was share 9. Leeds Orange was share 5. Leicester City was share 2. So congratulations to Harry Kane for goal number 450. James Trafford, Manchester City acquired a goalkeeper of free club called Ballon and clubs and can say the pen or look on one can decided to be free Manchester City. Or sena or person or that premiership him no him say Manchester City no cast or that onye been that next so ko improve no 20 penny for na kasai or say Manchester City penny for na say na semester normal. Inti ko na kwa kire de obetimi ayi wa bonte na san so bra but Osisi say still no onye opportunity but on feel say na famu de all try as much as possible to improve as a goalkeeper. Esteban Granero unim say na penyufo na Madrid na Dortmund penyufo legend for elbow no kobobi ko bi san say na Ballon d'Or one ya and also no de the best player e wo wiase CCA aye Kylian Mbappe no na komamu de say player bienu a wabo ball e chen Kylian Mbappe afi Intersem bien wo eye ono ade eye the decision ye eye Kylian Mbappe. Meanwhile Alexander Lacazette say akora no fan Ryan Cherki no look amonfo ni bebre efa boy no so no kra no first day ana on Ryan Cherki ko bobo no no atete nsem bebre afa boy no say boy no and the suban and then there or say o share boy no the body train we say akora yi or you dedicated to training on funny training diagro they be up so improve as a player but they back a can one say akra we say born why serious so be born say yeah be start season them say born no ehun say football no and you just about individually they be your park no so nemo so ball e dem our team na our team no so ewini a e de numunyam enso so e bro say boy ne say sansam na say no we say afi obia di nene hu say Ryan Cherki a different player cry am okay no problem hwe Ter Stegen in Barcelona na matter say meeting bi because so em say Ter Stegen still no onye na gin so be free Barcelona inti so ma schedule meeting na Deco any Ter Stegen e be share senior man o mo si pepe bi fa na wa pafa na so dwaba oh person here no Frankie de Jong die na bia na wanko na afade amante said the afade ama Frankie de Jong do but ebia na mfa ma we na ye ne den Portugal head coach Roberto Martinez and ko bi san say e kwan ben na obefa so a stop Lamine Yamal and on say ono de as I saw more reaction say ba ko say Portugal lose ball more reaction is say quickly almost so in a proper structured way o metimi defend and you say we lose ball no na afi na ba ko na nti afi no go dey be also Spain for no move ball no quick at the wings for inti lose ball na quickly as I some back to their normal shape and on a bit me abo say match less we meet me yesan say even with the Germany supporters to do no mugu stadium they were able to progress inti they inti na omuntimi and stop Spain for no or say drew yen united in coast ya be wesan so omo fully prepared and England national team bomb against Honduras no man of the match Ekoma None Madwiki. It's Madwiki. And a man of the match in that particular game. Well, Fedi Valverde, World Cup, no, Club World Cup, no, can't they found us. Oh, many are just some Club World Cup, no, on Crano, opening time. I'm a Madrid. I started training. It's say, are you excited to play in the first Club World Cup? Our US, or say, no, no, any Madrid players need to be brave, didn't come on. Now, come on, when you need, it looks like. Obia pen hontam na fe wakobo sa Club World Cup ni bi fa Pepe sansoma mi bio Pepe and on na down for any Jabi Alonso or we say Jabi Alonso all the best of bompa the amount Jabi Alonso say the juma oba be ye e Madrid no enye successful or say na game na no mo no compare so goal no dedicate goal no e man Real Madrid fans no then so say jana oba anything it is what it is. Yan to us way. Now, me Friday, when we say Turkey in US game no more no. Now, we a warm up and then so top. I mean, game no. Na Adagule. Oh, PF was supposed to for that change. Now, so senior man. Yeah, US the name Sunny Jason if I Sunny Jason if I and they have finished returning to Brazil national team training. On the saying one more body into what started training. Rafinha is back. And Brazil training one we are Dorival Jr. Brazil former coaches they say we need Carlo Ancelotti kodi komo papa me we football bia yentu unya bibia babies yen kanchro giant na ye adwuma na so aba into Dorival ekosra Carlo Ancelotti mu we no mo bonko mo kama kodi gapu and Central for Kobe say wofa what is someone for say oh be ko buy munchi na and also on TV also on TV, yeah, movie on. Also on TV, muna mo come asam. So we call by munchi on TV bia. Well, anyway, stories for sans so ho. Yeah, Bob wano na ya sade no so e dia pro. Nyakopon on show on count on domo. Bye bye.